The Lagos state government has vowed to hold accountable all parties involved in what it described as the tragic and shocking death of Mrs. Folajimi, a pregnant woman who was reportedly rejected by a private hospital in Lakowe, Igbeju, Lekki. The hospital allegedly refused to treat her due to the absence of a 500,000 naira deposit, a delay that led to the death of both mother and unborn child. Health Commissioner Professor Abayomi says a panel has been set up in partnership with the Health Facilities Monitoring and Accreditation Agency to investigate the case.
It is unfortunate that every day in this country of ours, we keep on hearing one bad news or the other. But in this case, I don't entirely blame the hospital. That is, if what they say that they did by rejecting the woman is true. I don't entirely blame them, because any man who impregnated his wife should be ready to know that there could be an unforeseen circumstance. For instance, according to the man, he said that the wife has given birth before, but with traditional birth attendants. But this time around, it doesn't go the way the first one went. So, in this case, we should all be prepared. It's unfortunate, because if it is in a developed country or a country that is well civiled, this thing wouldn't have happened. They should have consider life first before money. But it's unfortunate Nigeria happened to this lady. Guys, let us watch the analysis of OG and Co, and also what Dr. Abati says, because it is so interesting. When we return, we continue. Please like this video, comment and share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you.
The Lagos state government has vowed to hold accountable all parties involved in what it described as the tragic and shocking death of Mrs. Folajimi, a pregnant woman who was reportedly rejected by a private hospital in Lakowe, Igbeju, Lekki. The hospital allegedly refused to treat her due to the absence of a 500,000 naira deposit, a delay that led to the death of both mother and unborn child. Health Commissioner Professor Abayomi says a panel has been set up in partnership with the Health Facilities Monitoring and Accreditation Agency to investigate the case. Initial reports suggest a traditional birth attendant and a private hospital were involved. Meanwhile, the hospital at the center of the controversy, As-Salam Convalescent Center, has denied demanding 500,000 naira before offering treatment. In an exclusive interview with Punch, the hospital's founder, Rauf Salami, refuted the husband's accusation, saying no financial discussion occurred during the family's visit. I mean, this is a huge discussion, Vimbai. I know that the probe will identify any breaches in the medical standards and determine the degree of negligence. Well, we did take this story last week and there was outrage across Nigeria. I mean, this was really a shocking story where, you know, it appeared that this woman was rejected. Now the hospital is saying that it wasn't because of money, it was because, you know, there was a treatment that they couldn't attend to in their private center. What do you make of that?
I mean, it's unfortunate that it's now, this is somebody's life, and it's come down to a case of he said, she said. I went to educate myself further after the last time we took the story, and I read the National Health Act, Section 20, which says that there's no healthcare facility that has the right to deny anybody, that is permitted to deny emergency care to any patient, especially in life-threatening situations, public or private. Well, they're now saying that they allegedly didn't have the necessary facilities to attend to her, which again is an indictment of where we are. It was just at the end of last year that there was the announcement that there would be free C-sections given out across the country. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether it's a C-section she needed or what it was exactly that she needed, but there was a commitment made to maternal care, because we know that Nigeria has one of the highest maternal mortality rates in the world, and it's largely preventable. It's largely, you know, we usually mock people who travel overseas to go and give birth and so forth. But in many instances, it's because people are just looking for more reliable health care. Now, I hope this probe can bring out all of the details, all of the information necessary. And now, what are the steps forward? Lagos State is saying that they need to do more education around the use of traditional birth attendants, which is a more sustainable way for women to give birth in our environment, because I guess they're saying that we can't afford to put up public hospitals and public maternity centers everywhere. But what we're promoting are these traditional birth attendants, which are used across the country, and it's just like your own personal doula, I believe. So it's somebody who's able to assist you and is subsidized by the state. In the meantime, it's unfortunate that it took this tragedy to bring this conversation to the front burner again. I do hope we get to the bottom of it and we find out what truly transpired, and I hope we can prevent other recurrences.
Rotus, I can see you typing away. You're having a chat.
It's the YouTube community that they're very active.
It would be nice to hear what they're saying as well.
Well, no, they're saying that this is something that needs to be investigated, right? But, you know, look, if I can understand someone in a sudden accident that you don't know. Accidents are unforeseen. So you might get shot. We're just talking about terrorism and banditry. You might get robbed. You might be in a car accident. We've had several cases where an unfortunate accident has happened and you get to a hospital and they deny you treatments. However, as a single man, which everybody has been telling me to get married and get ready, you prepare in advance, right? So if someone gets pregnant and is getting ready to give birth, I guess it would behoove the father of that child to save towards that, to where you don't have a situation where when she's about to get ready to give birth, you don't have the 500,000 naira. I'm sorry, I don't want to sound insensitive here.
No, but
you're already preparing. So if there was, again, just to make the point, if it was a sudden accident, you got struck by lightning or something, okay, I don't have the money for that. But a pregnancy, you can see that coming, and so you know, again, they're investigating. The hospital has come back and said they didn't charge the fee, but still, you got to prepare for these things, right?
Yes, I understand where you're coming from. However, pregnancy is a very unpredictable journey.
Yes.
I don't know their circumstances, but what I know for a fact is that a pregnancy can be determined to be low risk. It can be said to be a smooth pregnancy and you'll go and push and there'll be no complications. But it's highly unpredictable. And if you as the husband are working off the information that this is a normal low risk pregnancy and everything will work out, you may have enough for the normal delivery and not enough for an emergency. Yes, home care, yes.
And home care delivery could also be.
You are missing the point. The point that Rotus is making is that the whole substance of this conversation is, according to Mr. Folajimi, that when he got to that Asalam Convalescent Center, as it is called, that he was asked to deposit 500,000. And the man was saying, please admit my wife. I will go and look for the money.
Yes.
And his own point is that, look, when you impregnate a woman, you can't come at 9 months and you are saying, just treat her, let me go and look for the money. There are many people who do that. They put you under pressure. Brother, your wife has just given birth. They will be calling you from the village. Pregnancy that you knew nothing about. It's only when they get to maternity center that they will be moving around. Mr. Folajimi behaved in an irresponsible manner.
But how do we know?
I'm stretching the logic.
No, it's like an emergency situation.
His own words. Number 2. Dr. Salame, who is the owner of that Asalam Convalescent Center, says that woman, God bless her soul, God rest her soul, that she had no record of having ever visited the hospital. She had not, they could not find evidence of she having done any antenatal care. And that what they could establish was that she had been going to TBAs. You impregnate a woman, you will be taking her to quacks, to traditional birth attendants, instead of letting her go through. In fact, the hospital is saying that she had lost blood. So they even went to the hospital late.
All right, that's their side of the story.
No, there are 2 sides to every story.
That's their side.
And now the hospital said they didn't have the facilities or the capability to deal with that situation. Yes. That was why they referred them to the general hospital. So there are two sides to the story. I know it's emotional to say one Mr. Folajimi said they asked me to bring 500,000. After all, the first time we discussed this story, I talked about the Hippocratic Oath.
Yes.
What the two sides of the story have now shown us, are basically the objective conditions. But it's important that the Commissioner for Health for Lagos State has now set up a panel to look into this matter, to establish whether there was negligence. And there will be lessons that people should learn. If you are a woman, you are pregnant, go for antenatal care. If you are a man, you impregnate a woman, prepare for delivery day.
All right.
Don't say when you get to the hospital, they should allow you to go and borrow money and come back.
All right.
That's irresponsibility of the highest order.
All right. At the end of the day, a woman has lost her life and the man has lost his unborn child. And there was no emergency care to take care of such a simple care. Or may her soul rest in peace.
It's quite unfortunate what we have to go through in this country of ours. A country like Hungary are begging its citizens to start giving birth, that they are going to give them incentive, that they are going to support them. But a country like Nigeria is telling its citizens not to give birth if you don't have money. So people will not regret because they don't have money. That's a sign. Yes, but in any case, the husband of the woman actually made a costly mistake because pregnancy is actually a 50-50 case. Yes, the woman has been getting pregnant before and she has been delivering successfully, but every pregnancy are not the same. And they have been using this traditional birth attendant and everything has been going well. But this time around, the enemy strike, or should I say Nigeria strike, or should I say not having money strike. And the case resulted to this man losing his wife. It's unfortunate. I also commend the Lagos State government as they have decided to intervene in the case and know what actually happened. And please, any hospital that they bring people, whether they have money or not, you guys should please help us and treat those people. When they get well, they will pay you guys, even if it's small. We don't need to lose anybody before we'll start having sense in this country of ours. We are going through a lot already, and the least we could do as a citizen is to help in any way we can. I know that drugs now is on the high side. I know that all the things that they use in the hospital is on the high side because of fuel subsidy removal and also devaluation of our naira. It is not good. It is not easy for anybody. But regardless of that, life is more precious than anything on this earth. What Dr. Abati said is actually true. But we shouldn't blame the man entirely for wanting to have kids. We shouldn't blame the man. But Nigeria just happened. That is it. That is it. In a developed country, in a better country, nobody will even tell you to bring money. Even if you don't have money, they will treat your wife and you'll be paying small. I've seen a woman making video. She's a student from Nigeria, but he went to study in Canada. But she gave birth. She didn't even pay 1 naira. And according to her, the money is too much. Almost about 25,000 Canadian dollars. But when she gets home, they sent her bill to her. And she's paying it small, even as a student. So why should people go through this thing in this country? Why should people go through stress when they could make things easy for them in a country that you are citizen in? This is the negligence also of our government, because all these things, they don't care. Because if it is them, they will jet off to, where do they normally go and take their treatments? London. They will jet out to Saudi Arabia. They will jet out to US. But leaving us with what they couldn't even use in this country of ours. It's unfortunate. It is really unfortunate. I don't know why these people will tell us that Nigeria is on the right track, yet they are not taking their medical care here in Nigeria. Guys, I will see you in my next video. Please like this video, comment and share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also turn on the post notification so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be the first to get notified. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and have dominion. Bye-bye.